Okay, so hey guys, this is another trade review. Okay, so this trade review is for 23rd of April. Okay, so 23rd of April, we have 8:30 a.m. news and we have 9:45 a.m. news. Okay, so let's just start it. Okay, so right here was just me. Okay, yeah, so this is just a demo account. Okay, as you can see here, look right here, paper trading. Okay, so for this day, as you can see, 8:16 a.m. Okay, so I was in front of the charts during the pre-market first to see what is market doing. Okay, just doing my pre-market analysis. Then I was thinking I'm going to wait until 10 a.m. because 10 a.m. we have news. Okay, so yeah, I'm always trading based on the economical calendar news. Okay, so for this trade, I waited for around 3 hours. Yeah, around 3 hours, or maybe 2 hours and 45 minutes and something like that. Okay, so just to prove it, there's two ways. Either you can just see me hover it around. Okay, I want you guys to look at the time here. Okay, so you can see 8:15. I'm going to just hold around my whole recording of the session. Okay, then now it's 9:30. So I stopped at around 8. I started 8:15. Then I stopped around 9:20 something. Okay, then I started it back. So 9:22 it started back. Look at the time here. So it skipped to 9:22. And I'm going to pull the whole thing. 10. And the whole recording was around 11 minutes until 11 a.m. So you can see I did not take any trade. I only took one live trade today. Not today, on 23rd. Okay. So what I'm going to go through is, first of all, we have been marching higher. Okay. So I just show you guys some of my pre-market analysis. Okay, so because first of all, we have the new week opening gap and we have been supporting off it, and then we have a big new day opening gap. As you can see, there's a gap around here. Okay, so yeah, you will be able to see that there's a, okay, you can see this is the regular trading hours. We have a gap here, and then we have relatively equal highs here, and yeah, I'm already anticipating a very big gap. Okay, based on price, because we close here and we close around here and price is way around up here. Okay, so price is really going to have a big ass opening range gap. Okay, so during okay, Nasdaq has like around 600 handles opening range gap. Okay, so when there's an big opening range gap, generally it's either we are going to really expand, okay, or we are going to really just retrace back to it. Okay, so but I was seeing for higher price. Okay, so you can see right here, this is the daily relatively equal high that I'm aiming for. First of all, we have that big opening range gap. Then we are supporting off the new week opening gap. Okay, here can you see this right here? It's quite small, but the white line, okay, it was the new week opening gap, and okay, you can see opening range just shot higher like that, but we still have 10 a.m. news. That's why I was just waiting. Okay, during the opening range, that's when people gamble. Yeah, price is it depends. Price will be quite messy. So you can see price almost reached for the daily relatively equal high, but it did not reach for it. Okay, and then it started rejecting lower. We have the first fair value gap here, first presented fair value gap, and it was after the displacement. So I'm thinking price can still easily reach up to the daily relatively equal high. Okay, so this is the daily chart. Big opening range gap, and we are really close to a daily high here. Okay, that's why I'm thinking price can just continue moving higher, and we still have news, okay, and we are not showing any sharp rejection lower, okay. So yeah, that's my higher draw on liquidity. 945 is coming. Okay, you can see price just hovering around it. So there's still a possibility for price to reach up into the daily relatively equal high there. Why? Because price is really that close to the, it is considered as a high time frame, a high time frame. Okay, so high time frame liquidities generally have a lot of those big fishes where they put they trade based on high time frame. Okay, so in my opinion, the algorithm, the smart money will not let them off. Okay. Okay, 9:45 a.m. Okay, not much reaction. That's why I waited until the 10 a.m. Okay, so you will see 10 a.m. Okay, right here you see I have not touched. I have not traded yet. Okay, 9:50 a.m. macro is here. Okay, so you can see buy side's taken once more here, but price couldn't even reach for the daily relatively equal high, and then but the bodies, you can see the bodies made higher bodies here and made higher wick as well, but it's about the bodies. So you can see this is a confirmed stop rate going really close to daily relatively equal high, and price had a CV, okay, and it's doing 9:50 a.m. macro. So this could be a short, but if I would have short it, I would only aim for the first fair value gap, but you can see the bodies here. So it's going to be a very, you must be very nimble here. So maybe my first partial will be here, okay, but it did provide quite a number of range. So let's say I shorted here 548, around 5482.5 and to 5464. 5482 to 5464 is around 5482, around, okay, at least 10 handles. That's more than 10 handles. So when it offer more than 10 handles from this range to this range, why not take at 5? Okay, that's what that's the thing. Because so for this day, right, it was really big ranges. Okay, so yeah, I was saying this is just my back test. So okay, so first fair gap will be the terminus, but I can take something off in between. Okay, so 9:50 a.m. okay, we have a immediate rebalance. Okay, so now it's a now or never condition, but definitely if I taken this trade, I better take something off. Okay, okay, now what, we'll wait until 10 a.m. okay, then I'll just skip to the trade that I took. Okay, so yeah, for this day, really in trading, patience matters. Okay, so you can see bodies, look at the bodies, we stayed below it and we did reach for here, which I was saying. Okay, so it offered a number of range, so it could be a scalp, a very nice scalp. Okay, stop loss could be right above here, 5488, because okay, the breaker, we have a higher high made with the bodies, which is nice. Then we have a breaker, higher high, lower low. Okay, I'll maybe take this candle as a breaker, then CB. So then you expect what? IOEFD, institutional order flow entry view. That's what I expected if I trade this. That's what I'll learn from ICT. I think quite new video, he was talking about it. That's also a model and it worked quite well. It worked pretty well for me. So institutional order flow entry view right here, stop loss above the breaker, and we have a lot of balance range here. You see the bodies is already balanced, so stop loss here I feel very safe. Okay, so this is around 5 handle stop loss. I think possible around 8 handles stop loss. Yeah, okay, so 10 a.m. big, you can see it just big like crazy, which is what I was saying, what daily relatively equal high could have been done, right? I was saying that, right? So I was expecting price to have done this, but now at this point 3 drive pattern is made and daily relative equal high is already reached, but we still can do that. So that's why for me it's like I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait some more. But to me now is what? Based on the current day and based on current session, we have been moving higher only. Okay, so the session bias for me is definitely bearish because everyone has went long. It has been moving higher, big opening range gap. There's no reason. Everyone is chasing longs now. So and we have been keeping shorts. We have been keeping the supports. Okay, we call it the supports. The sell sides very safe. So to me, for my bias is like I'm really seeing for lower price. So that's why for this day I was only submitting to lower price. Yep, at this point I'm thinking damage is done, but to me the price still look very ugly. Okay, but what I can wait for the open, I can wait for displacement. You can see the 5 minute it looks so ugly, but you can see body is being held right there. But I'm going to wait. Okay. Okay, right here I'm just waiting. Okay. Okay, but you can see I was thinking that price can, you know, this week's here, and you can see how sloppy price is. It could easily keep on marching and hovering around here, but I'm thinking this has formed the long-term high, and I'm not looking for the long-term high to be raided now. I'm expecting the week's levels to hold price now. Okay. And so far you can see this CB still holding price, but you can see, okay, we went above it. Now I'm looking, can this order block, okay, we have this weeks, we have this order block. Okay, so you can see price almost reached for the order block mean threshold, and the weeks, see, it was around the same place and we couldn't reach it. And wait, the next thing is you saw that displacement lower, boom, you see that big displacement lower. So that is really rejection. That is really rejection lower. So now can we form a breakaway gap? Why a breakaway gap? We are really in the premium and it's already really balanced. Right here you can see it's so balanced already, and under here is also balanced. So this gap, there's no reason for price to close it in if we are going to go lower. Okay, this is just me. Yeah, just ignore the 3 drive pattern on this small term basis, short term basis, and 3 drive pattern on a longer term basis. Well, there's a lot of 3 drive pattern that's formed already. Okay, so look at the displacement lower. So definitely I could have traded this expecting a breakaway gap and really expect expansion lower. Maybe stop loss would have been above this balanced CB. Okay, that was how, if I'm thinking how I would trade, and I'm not going to even expect price to reach up to the CE of this. Okay, that is what I'm expecting, because if I were to trade this trade, price has to show me that it has to be in a rush, but I never take this trade. I wouldn't have taken it also. I'm in doubt of this kind of trade, so I'm not going to take it. Okay, so if I'm not comfortable with that trade, why would I risk my money down there? Okay. Okay, right here we are back to the first fair gap, so the trade will be here to here, which offer around 30 handles. Why not, right? Okay, never mind. Now I'm going to go right into, okay, right here. Okay, as you can see, price went back to first fair gap, then it started moving back higher. The week's levels are supporting it. You see the week's levels, the long-term high that I was saying is right here. We cannot even pierce it. It was rejected off what? The daily relatively equal high. It was rejected off a daily level, and then we have a CB gap here. Market structure shift. Again, boom, get down, market structure shift. Body is held by the propulsion block. Okay, then move lower, and next time. This was the last chance I gave myself for this session, 10:50 a.m. Okay, that was what is in my mind. So now it's 10:50 a.m. and I did took a shot here. So yeah, just logging in. Now you can see M live. Okay, price has displaced like that. So I'm only going to short based on a fair value gap. So as you can see at this point, what I'm expecting is also a breakaway. Okay, so you can see price already displays that much lower. So not really necessary for price to move back up because we have been hovering around here as well. Okay, but okay, so this could have been a nice shot based on this OCV, and it was a quite fast rejection upwards. So to me, when price make this kind of displacement, don't expect price to reach here, as I was also saying. Okay, don't expect that. But during that time when I take the trade, I was only waiting for a fair value gap. So I was waiting for a fair value gap to form here and trade it. Okay, so but I could have taken this trade. My stop loss will be around here, and yeah, expect expansion lower. So 10:50 a.m. macro, that's what I was expecting. I was expecting expansion lower. Okay, right here, shorted, stop loss around here above the balance price range, incorporating the two fair value gap rule. Okay, allowing price to wick up here, but that's not what I'm really seeing. Can we continue lower? Okay. Okay, so at this point you can see price doing the macro time as usual. Okay, macro time is when the PD areas are really sensitive. Okay, price. Now I'm looking at the bodies. To be honest, okay, never mind. I'll just give time. You can see we are hovering around here, but we look at the bodies are staying below it. And to be honest, at this time now, looking back at my journal, that's why journal is important. Okay, you can see that. Okay, first of all, I sat in front of the chart for almost 2 hours without even taking a trade because it didn't make sense to me. And at this point, I have time with me, so I'm thinking that we can move lower, but doesn't mean it must move lower. Okay, trading is about probability, and that's why we have to protect ourselves against risk. So the market is full of uncertainty. There's no 100%. If there's 100%, there's no need for stop loss. Okay, even ICT himself uses stop loss. Why wouldn't you use a stop loss? Right. Okay, the next thing is, okay, at this point, looking back at my journal, I did have a tug of war. Okay, because price started making small ranges, that's why I had a tug of war. But you look at the bodies is telling the story. Okay, as I also type here, the bodies is still telling me it still want to go lower. And I remember at this time I was watching dollar as well. Dollar was moving higher as well. So, and other equities are moving lower as well. Okay, yeah, right here you see I'm typing here. Yeah, guys, I'm trying to keep this trade review short, but it's almost 20 minutes. Okay, so you can see my profit. My TP is around here, one tick above this BC. I shorted here. It was a very nice risk, 29 ticks for 41 ticks. So it's almost a 1 to 1.8 risk to reward ratio. Okay, yes, indeed it was maybe a 6.25 handle stop loss, but in terms of return is around 11 handle stop loss. 11 handles profit. Okay, so for this trade, though I'm looking for lower price based on so much displacement, I would at least take terminus at first fair value gap. Okay, that was my terminus, and it offered almost, if it reached for the first fair value gap, it would have offered me almost extra 20 handles. But I have only one contract on, so let's say if I have two contracts, I will have one contract off here and another contract off the first fair value gap here, and I will expect price to must show me expansion and use this BC as an inversion fair value gap to send price into the first fair value gap. Okay, that was it. So if I had two contracts, first contract already backed me $50. The second contract would have already backed me around at least $100. It was back me, okay, in total $150 plus my $150 would be the runner, and $50 would be the first partial, and it would have been risk free. I think what I could have done better is definitely the stop loss. I think the stop loss could have been trailed earlier. Okay, right here is -66. I don't care already, but I think the stop loss could have been moved here quite early, because you can see price went below here and created small range, balancing up there, so you can expect the balance price rate to hold the price. Okay, And yeah, so for this whole trade, let's say I have two contracts on, but if two contracts, the risk will be bigger definitely. Two contracts would have yield me around $200 in around 10 minutes. And with in 5 minutes time, it will be risk free already. So why not? Okay, I would have taken my first partial $50 and it would have been risk free, which means I would not lose money. Even though my next partial didn't pay out, it would have still yield me a profitable trade. Okay, so that's how I would have managed my trade if it was a two contract trade. Okay, so the next thing I want to document it about myself, and is, you see, after I took the trade, right, I kept on trying to long. You see, I tried to long here, but okay, it's all demo, because why? I had profited. Why I want to enter the market again? I'm contented with enough. Okay, so the thing is this, I keep on trying to long, but you can see price just keep on shooting lower. Okay, just right here. Okay, what I want to share is ICT was talking about this in his Infinite Setup podcast during London close. Okay, London close is when, okay, generally people will want to take their profits during the closing session. Okay, so when London close, you can see price have been going upwards. So during London close, what will the algorithm reach for? It will be offering a fair value to the market. Okay, first of all, we are in way up, we are in way premium, right, for this day, keep on marching higher. Then we taken daily relatively equal high already, a daily high is taken. So a high time frame PD area has been reached, and it showed no more willingness to move any higher, and we have been moving a lot higher. So if at that point it wanted to move higher, it should have just continued soaring higher, but it did not. Okay, so now bringing in time, London close 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. is London close. And where, let's say the people that went long during London, they are going to throw their stop loss. Okay, where? Let's say the closest is AM session lows. Okay, so relatively equal lows are formed here, rejecting upwards, keeping them so safe. Okay, so people that throw their stop loss here, they give a relief sign here and up here, boom here, going up. Okay, we are still in play. That's what they'll think. Okay, that's why in hindsight, I think I don't know why I keep trying to short. Yeah, I keep trying to long. I'm trying to pick the bottom, but actually you can see, look at this. Price continues shooting even lower, even lower, and yeah, you can see it even you see with that big, okay, look at the big candles just shooting lower. So that's London close. Everyone that have been going for long are going to be wrecked during London close. Okay, so yeah, that's it for today's trade review, a long one, but basically for this trade review, I just want, for me, okay, first off, I was submitting to the logic, to the narrative. There's no gambling here. Okay, I sat in front of the charts for almost 2 hours, no setup, I did not risk the money. Okay, so there's no gambling here. There's no logic for me to put on a trade. There's a lot of times there's logic, but I doubted the trade, so I didn't take the trade. That's the right thing to do. In doubt, stay out. Okay, so secondly, that's why the patience really paid off here. Okay, I did not even have the urge to just enter and trade, but I realized one thing. I sat in front of the charts way too long. Okay, waiting for this trade, it was, yeah, really tiring. But what I could have done better is maybe in 1 hour, like since I decided to trade between 10-50 macro, I could just move my body. I got a saying just for myself, you cannot move the market, but you can move your body. You can just you can just walk away and, yeah, recalibrate or refresh yourself. But for me, it's like, yeah, I sat in front of the charts a bit too long. I think I could have just walked away for a moment, just move the body a little, stretch a little, because 2 hours sitting is quite long. And then you need to get some water or something. Okay, so yeah, overall it was a very good day. As usual, I followed all my rules. I followed my trading plan, and yeah. But the only thing that I will change is only that one thing. Okay, you cannot move the body. You cannot move the market, but you can move your body. So, yep. remember to move your body, guys. Okay, so that's it for this trade review. Almost half an hour, but yeah, see you guys in the next one.